My uncle ruined my wedding with a wild proposal, so I looked at my wife's texts and froze. During our vows, Uncle Alan stumbled into the aisle, drunk and loud. He pointed at Megan and slurred, "Don't marry her." Then he dropped to one knee in front of everyone and said he was in love with me. He actually proposed to me, right there at my wedding. The room gasped. Megan's smile froze. 4 groomsmen grabbed Alan by his arms and legs and hauled him out while he shouted, "I'm saving you!" We finished the ceremony, but the vibe was dead. At the reception, people whispered, stared, and left early. Even the DJ packed up before we were halfway through. That night, Megan barely spoke. She just said she was tired and rolled away. Over the next few weeks, she got weird in small ways. She'd sit next to me but stay glued to her phone, screen face down when I walked in. If I asked what she was doing, she'd say, "Just scrolling," and change the subject fast. She started taking calls outside on the porch, even when it was cold. Once I heard her laugh, then whisper, "Miss you too." And when I opened the door, she jumped and said she was talking to Lisa. One Saturday, I asked if she wanted to go mini golfing like we always used to. She said she had to help her friend Lisa with Lisa's kid, Aaron. That sounded off because we had just seen Lisa and she seemed fine. I asked about Sunday and Megan said she had work. Then every weekend became another excuse. One night she burst out laughing at her screen. When I asked what it was, she said, "Nothing, just a meme." Then she went to bed early again. I tried to tell myself I was being paranoid, but my gut wouldn't settle. After she fell asleep, I grabbed her phone from the nightstand. It wasn't locked. I found a bunch of message threads with unsaved numbers. One thread was full of memes and videos, like a private joke book. I scrolled up and saw the real stuff. He wrote, "How was your day?" She wrote, "Boring. Wish I was with someone fun." He wrote, "Next time we skip the boring parts and go straight to the fun." She replied with a heart emoji. My hands started shaking. I took screenshots and put the phone back. I didn't confront her yet. I wanted proof I couldn't talk away. For the next 2 weeks, I watched her patterns. Late night texting that stopped the second I sat down. Calls she took in the bathroom with the fan on. Random errands that took hours. She'd come home and shower right away, then act annoyed when I asked how her night was. One time, I found a receipt from that downtown cafe crumpled in her coat pocket, dated on a night she said she was at Amy's. A new password on her laptop showed up and she snapped, "Why are you acting like my dad?" I started writing notes in my phone, dates and times, because I didn't trust my own memory anymore. Then I met our friend Karen for coffee and asked, like it was nothing, if she'd seen Megan lately. Karen hesitated and said she'd spotted Megan downtown at a cafe a few times, with a guy she didn't know. She said it like she didn't want to cause trouble, but her face said she was worried. That was it. I was done guessing. That evening, Megan was getting ready to leave, checking her phone every few seconds. I asked her to go to a new Italian place with me, just us. She didn't even look excited. She said she couldn't. She told me she was helping her friend Amy with something important. So I called Amy on speaker, right there. Megan went white. Amy answered and I asked if she was home. Amy sounded confused and said she was 3 hours away visiting her parents for the week. Megan started babbling that she mixed up names, that she meant someone from work. I pulled up the screenshots and held my phone out. I told her about Karen seeing her at the cafe and the receipt in her pocket. Megan tried to deny it, then tried to get mad at me for spying. But her eyes were panicking and she knew she was caught. Finally, she admitted it. She'd been seeing the guy for 4 months. It started before the wedding. She said she didn't know how to stop once everything was planned and paid for. She said she thought marriage would make her feelings fade. I told her to pack a bag and leave for the night. While she stuffed clothes into a bag, she muttered, "Maybe if you were more attentive, I wouldn't have needed this." I didn't reply. I just held the door open until she walked out. The next morning, there was a knock. Uncle Alan stood there sober, holding 2 coffees, looking ashamed. He sat at my table and said he saw Megan with that guy months before the wedding, at a restaurant, holding hands, laughing like they didn't care who watched. He said he tried to tell me, but he knew I'd brush it off, and Megan would call him crazy. So he got drunk on purpose and made himself the villain at my wedding, hoping I'd finally look closer. Then he looked me dead in the eye and said, "I wasn't trying to ruin your day, I was trying to stop it." Now everyone's saying I embarrassed her on speaker. Was I wrong?